Hi, folks. We are about to get started. Just a few more folks are logging on. We have a very special broadcast lined up for you. Please feel free to take notes. We've got a distinguished guest that will be joining us, but more on him in just a few moments. So let's get started. Did you know that fish oil is the top-selling single supplement in the U.S.? Years of doctors, nutritionists, and I guess news stories saying that fish oil could help us fight inflammation, protect our hearts, even save us from developing dementia, has finally gotten through. And now 23% of people take a fish oil supplement. That's almost 1 in 4 adults. But there's a big problem with fish oil, and the chances are you don't even know about it, but you should. Today, we're going to share why fish oil is actually bad for you and tell you about the plant oils you should be taking, which will give you a host of health benefits. My name is Eddie Stone. After 20 years of consuming, marketing, selling nutritional supplements, I took a long, hard look behind the curtain, and what I saw was too many so-called health supplements were anything but. I found ingredients made from petroleum byproducts, pills filled with synthetic fillers, shady marketing, being done for the sole purpose of selling substandard products. I founded Touchstone Essentials to create supplements that I could feel good about giving to my family, my friends, and using myself. We use only the finest natural plant-sourced ingredients, ingredients that can help the body heal itself. And that's why I have to tell you the truth about fish oil. If you or someone you know is taking fish oil, and that's highly likely, you are throwing your hard-earned money away. And yes, there will be good news too, because the right oils can help to fight against temporary inflammation, protect your heart, soothe joint discomfort, support brain health, and make your skin look young again. Now, you're probably thinking about all the times you've heard that fish oil is good for you and that it's protecting you against heart attack or stroke. There are proven, studied information about the health benefits of eating fish, but that's eating fish. Everyone thought, hey, if we can get it from eating fish, wouldn't it be good if we could just get it from taking fish oil? And it turns out there's a big difference between eating wild-caught fish and megadosing on refined fish oil. We're going to share all the dirty secrets of the fish oil industry, how they pass off degraded, rancid oil as health food, and when in fact it's providing really next to zero health benefits. But I won't ask you to take my word for it. Listen to what JAMA, the prestigious Journal of American Medical Association, has to say about fish oil. In 2012, they published a systemic review, meta-analysis of 20 studies on fish oil. That means that instead of just cherry-picking one statistic or a small study set, they looked across a wide range of published studies for the full picture. And their conclusion, nothing short of startling. Combined, these 20 studies showed, and I'm going to give you this in their words, omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acid supplementation was not associated with a lower risk of all causes of mortality, cardiac death, sudden death, myocardial infarction, or stroke. Think about it. Everyone takes fish oil thinking it's good for their heart, but these 20 studies, these conclusions, do not show that it provides a lower risk of all these cardiac issues, and it provides no protection against stroke. So the question then is, why is the fish oil not working? And there are several reasons why fish oil doesn't work to provide the health benefits in the same way as eating fish. One of those reasons has to do with how it's made. Another has to do with how the body reacts to the form of EPA and DHA that is found in fish oil. In a few minutes, you'll hear from Dr. Darrel Hestdalen about essential fatty acids and why you have to look for what you need to be looking for to get the health benefits of EFAs. But first, let's talk about how fish oil is made. How do we get from fish to fish oil? Fish oil manufacturers would like you to believe that they take fresh fish caught from clean oceans and just squeeze and then pop. You have pure fish oil that goes into a capsule. And if you believe that fairy tale, then you might want to stop listening now, but you shouldn't, because in this case, what you don't know about fish oil and the processing, it can hurt you. We don't always give this a lot of thought, but one fact is that our oceans are anything but clean. They have dead zones, tons of pollution, plastics, toxins that end up in the food chain. And these toxins, they wind up in the fish, neurotoxins like mercury or even PCBs. And since fish oil is highly concentrated, you end up with oil contaminated by these toxins. Now, fish oil manufacturers, they know this, and so to get rid of the mercury and many of the other toxins, they use a process called molecular distillation. Molecular distillation takes out the mercury, but it also pulls apart the natural structure of the oil. So instead of natural fish oil, you get ethyl ester fish oil. The ethyl ester form, it's cheap to make, but it is hard to digest and it doesn't absorb well in the body. This type of fish oil is also much more likely to oxidize or essentially spoil. You wouldn't eat rotten fish, yet ethyl ester fish oil, it quickly breaks down and becomes rotten or turns rancid, and quickly. It even smells fishy, and when you take it, you often get those unpleasant fish burps. So instead of this idea of decreasing inflammation, it can actually increase inflammation in the body. And the increased inflammation can trigger a host of problems that can wreak havoc throughout the body. But that is not the only problem with fish oil. Even if you were to find some expensive fish oil that's in its natural form, not the ethyl ester, and you still essentially run the risk of the contamination. Consumer labs, they tested almost all fish oil supplements, and they found that they still traced, even after this process, trace levels of PCBs across the board. Now, you might not know about PCBs, polychlorinated biphenols. They were banned in the United States in 1979, along with many other developing countries. The challenge is PCBs, they don't break down readily, so they are still in the environment today. And here's what the Environmental Protection Agency has to say about them. PCBs have been demonstrated to cause cancer, as well as a variety of other adverse health effects on the immune system, reproductive system, nervous system, and endocrine system. PCBs are not something that you want in your body, but you'll find them in almost all fish oil supplements. And that in and of itself is still not the complete story, because even if you could find pure fish oil, you can still be sabotaging your health, because our bodies are not designed to consume the megadoses of the two derivatives, EPA and DHA, that are found in fish oil. EPA and DHA are essential to the body. They power the brain, and they are fuel for our cells. But the research now shows that flooding the body with these derivatives should be concerning, because we're all unique. Our bodies are unique. We have unique nutritional needs based upon gender, uh, our physical size, lifestyle, health. A 250-pound man is not going to have the same nutritional needs as a 120-pound woman, or a 65-year-old has much different nutritional requirements than, say, a 35-year-old. And megadosing on EPA and DHA in fish oil gives your body way more of these substances than you would ever have consumed naturally. And the consequences of too much EPA and DHA, frankly, it's just starting to become more clear. A study in the Journal of National Cancer Institute, it made headlines really around the world when it showed that men with high blood levels of EPA and DHA had a 43% increase in prostate cancer. So not only did they have this increase in prostate cancer, but they had elevated risk factors, 71% increase in the risk of aggressive prostate cancers that require invasive treatments. Now, in just a minute, you're going to hear from Dr. Hestdalen on why plant oils give your body the building blocks to make the right amount of EPA and DHA that's unique to your needs. But there's one more issue we need to talk about. That's perhaps the biggest problem of all, and that's that our oceans simply cannot sustain this production. Fishing is, rapidly depleting our oceans of our fish supply, and some species, such as cod, literally being fished to the brink of extinction. Over 17 million metric tons of the global catch is set aside for fish oil production each year, and it's primarily anchovy, mackerel, and sardine. That's the same fish that many marine animals rely on for food. That's including things like sea lions, seals, dolphins. Literally, their food supply is being depleted at, frankly, an alarming rate just to create a refined oil with no real benefit. And these numbers, they really are only speak to part of the problem, because it's only talking about landed fish, not the bycatch or the unintended catch that comes along with it. It's estimated that 40% of the global catch is not of the intended species, so they're then thrown back into the water, either dead or dying. Scientists estimate that as many as 650,000 whales, dolphins, and seals are killed around the world each year as a result of the bycatch. We don't have to have this fish oil. There is a better way to get the omega-3s that we need, a way that uses completely sustainable sources, gives your body the essential fatty acids it needs, fight temporary inflammation, protect your heart health, soothe joints, support brain health, and make your skin look young again. Today, Dr. Darrel Hestdalen joins us to talk about the oils you need, but they're missing from your diet, and why they are essential for your health. Not only has Dr. Hestdalen been a doctor of chiropractic medicine for over 35 years, he also holds a diploma in applied kinesiology, a diploma in acupuncture. He is the team chiropractor for the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks professional baseball team. He has taught certified postgraduate classes for more than 15 years. He comes to us today from Fargo, North Dakota, where he lives with his wife, Cherry. They've been married 46 wonderful years. They have 2 children, 4 grandchildren, all of whom enjoy remarkable health through nutritional science. Dr. Hestdalen, thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you, Eddie. I'm happy to be here to share how the right nutrition can be the solution for so many health issues we see today. This is something I really enjoy talking about, and just want to share the information with the oils are such a critical area for us.
Well, I've been looking forward to this discussion. Can you start by talking a bit about omega-3s and essential fatty acids and why we need them?
Well, yes. First of all, we need fat in our diets just to survive. The low-fat and no-fat diets have been a disaster. And we look at the health issues that's caused. And so we need to look at getting good fats in our diet, because every cell in our body is covered by a protective membrane. And in that membrane, we need the right kind of fat to replenish this protective membrane, and especially to transmit the oxygen through the membrane to the cells. The problem is that most of us in Western civilization are getting the wrong kind of fat. We get way too many omega-6 fats that are processed, they're adulterated, they can't function. And then we don't get enough of the omega-3 fats even when we supplement. So we have an epidemic of sorts in this country, an epidemic of deficiency. If we don't have the right kind of fat to replenish our cells, it can lead to inflammation. Now, that's a major fact. We know that inflammation is a major factor in heart disease, stroke, cancer, cognitive decline. So we need to control that. The fats we need most are called the essential fatty acids, or we have to get them from our foods. Our bodies cannot make them, and that's why they're called essential.
Now, we hear a lot about inflammation. Why is that so bad for our bodies?
Well, first, some forms of inflammation are critical and they're absolutely necessary. But when you have an injury or fighting off a virus, you need to have that inflammation response to trigger the immune response. Your body rushes white blood cells into the area to start the healing process. But when our stress levels rise, when we eat the wrong diet or injury keeps the inflammation going, it becomes damaging and dangerous. Somehow the off switch doesn't work, and it results in an all-out chemical warfare within our bodies. Our body releases excessive levels of prostaglandins, especially the omega-6 processed and adulterated omega-6s increase the inflammatory prostaglandins. And there are two types of proteins, the nuclear factor kappa beta, which is usually seen as NF-kB, and cytokines. One factor triggers the next, and it gets into a loop of an inflammatory cascade. You can see this when you get sore knees or shoulders after exercise, or you have an old injury that flares up. You get the swelling, stiffness, and discomfort in your joints, and that's just this inflammation cascade acting up again. Now, there are visible signs of inflammation, and that's when you see the stiffness in the joints, but then there's the on-scene damage to your heart and your brain and immune system, sort of a subclinical, below-the-radar type inflammation. The good news is there are nutritional solutions that can break that cycle, and that's where the essential fatty acids come in. Essential fatty acids are a critical component in helping to maintain a non-inflammatory state in your body. The problem is people think they're getting that with fish oil, and they're not. Instead, they're getting refined oil that adds to the problem.
So it begs the question, why isn't fish oil working for inflammation?
Well, it's for all the reasons you mentioned before, and fish oil is very different than eating fish. Actually, in that prostate study, when they looked at the people that were eating fish, they had different results, but the people taking fish oils are the one that had the problems. So it goes rancid quickly, and this increases the inflammation markers in the body. The way the oil is processed changes it. Anytime we add heat and extraction, we damage the delicate components. So instead of decreasing inflammation, which is what you get when you eat fish, the fish oil can increase the inflammation. Now, it's not sustainable for our oceans due to the overfishing and bycatch, as you've highlighted very well. It's founded on the mistaken belief that EPA and DHA are themselves essential, and they are not. They are derivatives of essential fatty acids. The true essential fatty acids are not found in the fish oil. They're actually found in plants.
So then, talk to us about where to find the proper essential fatty acids.
Well, Brian Peskin at Cambridge University has been leading the scientific community in research on true essential fatty acids, or what he calls parent essential fatty acids. True essential fatty acids are the ALA, the alpha linolenic acid, and the LA, or the alpha linoleic acid. And DHA and EPA are derivatives of these parent essential acids and can be made by the body as needed. The way the essential fatty acids work is that they help to tamp down the cytokines that are triggering during the inflammation. And in Penn State, researchers also affirm that the heart health benefits of the ALA. Penny Chris Etherton, a distinguished professor there, stated this: our understanding of the cardiovascular disease benefits of ALA has advanced markedly during the past decade. Based on the current evidence, ALA decreases cardiovascular risk. Now, this is the optimal way to provide your body with the essential fatty acid because you give your body the building blocks based on your unique health needs. And your body sends out signals and converts these fatty acids to the EPA-DHA when it needs to. This allows your body to customize your EPA-DHA levels based on your specific needs, and that can fluctuate from day to day and hour to hour. And because you only make the EPA-DHA when you need it, you can never overdose. And when you take plant-based essential fatty acids, you give your body control. Megadosing of the EPA-DHA is now seen as harmful to the body, and as the study on the prostate cancer shows. Now, there are several plants that are rich in the ALA and LA, the omega-6 and omega-3s. The key is making sure those oils are processed in the right way so we don't change them. And you do not want the ultra-filtered refined oils. What you buy in a grocery store, those clear oils, they've been processed too much. And the same thing goes with the fish oil.
So, okay, what are the plants then that we're looking for?
Well, there are three key plants that we look at that provide the rich source of the true essential fatty acids. Not only do they give you your EFAs or the essential fatty acids, but they, when processed the right way, the plants come with other compounds, those things that are cofactors found with them that support your health in ways fish oil does not. The first is borage oil, or the borage plant, which is called starflower. Borage is it's an abundant source of the linoleic acid, or the LA, and it's a rich source of the gamma-linolenic acid, GLA. So it's especially supportive of the joint health. Now, the second oil in that group is the flaxseed, and this is high in the ALA. Flaxseed is supportive of healthy cholesterol, and we've seen a lot of research with that, and some of these have actually said that flaxseed is converted at such a low rate. Well, that's true because that's all the body needs. So that's an interesting thing when we looked at this for the wellspring, is that the essence of flaxseed, in my opinion too, came up quite a bit because that's doing what the body needs. The third is pumpkin seed, which is another rich source of linoleic acid. Pumpkin seeds also have phytosterols, a powerful antioxidant that gives it then a heart-healthy component. So if you're not just getting the EFAs, you're getting all the cofactors, added nutrients, and other support things for the whole body that comes with it when you get the whole food. And by the way, these oils are processed. The way they are processed is very key to your health benefits.
What do you look for, and then maybe just as important, what do you look to avoid?
Well, first of all, you want these oils to be organic, without GMOs, pesticides, and herbicides. They're also looking for cold processed, so organic, natural, and then the proper temperature so we don't degrade the heat, the cofactors by heat. Most importantly, if you see flaxseed or borage that is in soft gels filled with clear oil, don't take it. It could be extracted using toxic hexane. You want to find plants that are expeller pressed, the first pressing that gets rid of the water but keeps the oil and some plant matter. This maintains the full nutrient profile of the plants and all the cofactors. So you get the coenzymes, the antioxidants that maximize getting the essential fatty acids into your cells.
This is the criteria that we've used when we source the essential fatty acids for our heart and joint health supplement that you mentioned, Wellspring. Can you expand just a little more about the product?
Well, Wellspring gives us these three of these plants with the essential fatty acids that can tamp down the cytokines so that we reduce the inflammation process. But Wellspring also provides ginger root, and this has antioxidants called gingerols. The gingerols then help halt the cytokine production to further reduce the inflammation process. But there's another crucial component in Wellspring that makes it essential for anyone looking to support the health of their joints, and that ingredient is turmeric root.
Now, when we talk about turmeric, also known as curcumin, a lot of information in the news about joint as well as brain health. Can you just expand a little more on why turmeric works so well?
Turmeric and its active compounds. There are hundreds of published studies, and it seems like I'm reading something almost weekly about a new condition or a health benefit of this. And this includes healthy blood sugar, brain health, joint health. Curcumin is believed to interrupt the NF-κB activity and help prevent the release of cytokines. So it's highly effective as a natural way to soothe your temporary inflammation. One challenge that curcumin has is that it's the absorbability. Now, studies show that curcumin is best absorbed when taken with fat, like the essential fatty acids in wellspring. Taking curcumin with the fat increases the absorption rates threefold. But the highest absorption comes when both the fat and the natural antioxidants are combined with curcumin. So in addition to the essential fatty acid, wellspring is formulated with the natural antioxidants in ginger root and astaxanthin. So now you get the best possible optimal absorption using wellspring.
So just to review, with wellspring, you get the plant-sourced pure essential fatty acids. It comes with the ginger root as well as the turmeric, but we've added another component that I wanted to save the introduction for you, specifically because of the support of heart health.
Yeah, this the other star ingredient, if you would, with wellspring is coconut oil. You know, for years coconut oil was considered bad because it's a saturated fat, and it doesn't have, but it doesn't behave like the saturated fat in the body. And that's because it's made up of medium chain triglycerides, which support healthy cholesterol levels. The liver processes this much differently. One study of 40 women compared coconut oil to soybean oil and showed the women taking coconut oil saw higher HDL, the good cholesterol levels, and lower LDL levels. So it's really showing that it's working in the right way to help with the heart health. And unlike essential fatty acids, coconut oil is supportive of weight loss too. Unlike other oils, you want organic, unrefined for the greatest benefits.
Well, Dr. Hestdalen, I believe I know this answer, but I just want to get you to reiterate, what is it that you tell your family and friends to take?
Well, first of all, by now I hope anyone that's listening would know enough not to take fish oil. In fact, I just told another family member the other day that you should stop that. But do still keep eating fish, because that does have benefits. And if you want to protect your heart, soothe joint discomfort, support your brain health, and help reduce temporary inflammation, get your essential fatty acids from plants. I tell my family to take wellspring. I take it myself every day. Since taking Touchstone essential supplements, whole food supplements, I've never felt better. My energy and activity levels are all improved. Do it for yourself and for those that care about you.
Dr. Hestdalen, thank you so much for taking time to speak with us today. We formulated wellspring by finding all of these plants that have been scientifically studied for meaningful health benefits, but just as importantly, without any of the side effects that come from medication. Inside wellspring, you know, as you've just learned, you're going to find organic borage oil, organic flaxseed oil, organic pumpkin seed oil. These three oils deliver the true essential fatty acids. They are organic, cold processed, expiller pressed. You get all the nutrition from each plant. There's also the organic extra virgin coconut oil to support healthy cholesterol levels. The turmeric root extract, that is the curcumin, which has hundreds at this point of studies on how it soothes joint discomfort. And then having this, all the essential fatty acids to maximize the absorption, we added the ginger root extract, which has the gingerol, which helps to support joint health, act as an antioxidant, and the astaxanthin, a very powerful, important antioxidant which helps to maintain the potency of all these essential fatty acids. All of these healing plants in one supplement that is easy and convenient to use. You don't have to wake up to grind down your plants, crush the turmeric or the ginger root every day. It's all done for you in a very convenient, easy to use supplement. For general health, It's just 2 capsules a day. Each bottle is a 30-day supply with 60 capsules. If you have a lot of discomfort, joint issues, you can take 4 or even 6 a day. It just increases the benefit, again, with no side effects. Wellspring is highly effective. It is backed by a 30-day risk-free money-back guarantee. Your satisfaction is absolutely our commitment. Now, if you're thinking you can do all of this yourself, DIY, right? Buy all these natural extracts separately. If you could find the organic cold-pressed oils of this quality, you'd have to take a handful of pills every day, and it would cost you a lot more. We've searched discount retailers online. Here's what you would find. Curcumin is available separately, costing upwards of $30 a bottle. Flaxseed, you can buy it for $25 a bottle, but that is not cold pressed. Borage oil, over $20 a bottle, and every one we found had added fillers. Pumpkin seed oil, about $20 or more a bottle. Organic coconut oil will set you back about $30 a bottle. Ginger root, less, at about $15 a bottle, and you can find low-cost astaxanthin for about $15 as well, but it comes with fillers and cheap oils. If you add all of this up, it's about $150 for all of these supplements, many of which are questionable in terms of their purity and quality. Plus, you'd have to take, as I said earlier, about 15 pills a day. But here's what we offer. With our purchasing power, we give you everything in Wellspring for a third of the cost, only 2 capsules a day. Wellspring gives you all of these plants, ease and convenience, and it's only $49.95 per bottle. If you or someone you know, if they're taking fish oil, you need to know that many of the premium brands, and I'm sure you know this by now, they're upwards of $50 a bottle. Yet all you're getting is cheap oil. In fact, it may in fact be rancid. And that fish has none of these added antioxidant compounds found in the plants. None of the curcumin for the joint relief, none of the ginger root, none of the organic coconut oil for heart health. You get all of that with Wellspring.